The Colonel Thomas M. Allison Memorial Scholarship was established by Carolyn Allison in memory of her late husband Thomas M. Allison, a retired colonel in the United States Air Force. The Allisons have been longtime supporters, and Carolyn would like to remember Tom through a scholarship awarded annually to a member of the football team. This year's recipient is Marcus Evans, a sophomore from Helena studying management and information systems. The Harriet Anderson Memorial Athletic Scholarship, named in honor of Harriet Anderson, who passed away from breast cancer in 1990. Harriet graduated from UM with her elementary education degree. Preference is given to a student-athlete from Montana who is majoring in education. This year's recipient is Nyala Herndon, a freshman on the softball team majoring in elementary education from Helena, Montana. The Ronald E. and Julia Blake Memorial Scholarship is an endowment that was established through a generous benefit from Ronald Blake in 1990, with preference given to student-athletes from the state of Montana. This year's recipients are Jake Watkins, a sophomore on the men's tennis team studying biology from Whitefish. Walker McDonald, a junior on the men's track and field team studying journalism from Missoula. Eliza Bentler, a sophomore on the soccer team majoring in business administration from Billings. Grace Hardy, a junior on the softball team majoring in management and entrepreneurship from Missoula. And Riley McCree, a junior on the women's track and field team majoring in communication from Butte. The Bill and Phyllis Boucher Family Football Scholarship was established through a gift from Bill and Phyllis Boucher. Bill is a member of the athletic department's National Advisory Board and played football for the Griz in the 60s. Bill and Phyllis have been heavily involved at the University of Montana since they were students. This scholarship is to be awarded to a deserving member of the football team from Montana, and this year's recipient is Jace Klusewicz from Frenchtown, majoring in business administration. The Erica Camp Memorial Athletic Scholarship was named in honor of Erica Camp by her husband Tom and children Jennifer, Tommy, and Christine. Erica was a strong supporter of Lady Griz basketball and passed away from cancer in 2010. Christine has been a longtime manager for Lady Griz basketball. This year's recipient is Adria Lincoln, a sophomore from Monroe, Washington, majoring in business administration. The Lawrence Dwyer Memorial Scholarship is a named scholarship under the Naseby Reinhardt Scholarship Endowment. This scholarship is in memory of Bugs Dwyer, longtime Grizzly fan and supporter. And this year's recipient is Ainsley Shipman, a junior on the women's track and field team. Ainsley's from Dillon and majoring in psychology. The Michael Dwyer and Susan Alley Softball Scholarship was established by longtime and generous supporters of Grizzly Athletics, Michael Dwyer and Susan Alley. This scholarship is intended for a member of the Grizzly softball team. And this year's recipient is McKenna Strong, a junior majoring in integrative physiology from Las Vegas, Nevada. The Eckergren Education Scholarship was established in 2016 by Craig and Charla Eckergren, Missoula residents and avid Griz supporters. Craig is a member of the National Advisory Board for Grizzly Athletics. This scholarship is awarded each year to a deserving student-athlete with preference given to someone majoring in education. And this year's recipient is Madison Seelhoff, a junior on the soccer team majoring in elementary education from Snohomish, Washington. The David and Goldie Anger Athletic Scholarship was established by longtime supporters Dave and Goldie Anger. This scholarship is awarded annually to a deserving student-athlete majoring in business. This year's recipient is Aaron Wild, a sophomore on the women's track and field team majoring in business management from Whitefish. The Dean Earhart Athletic Award, named in honor of Dean Earhart, an All-American in both cross-country and track at UM in the 1970s. The award was established by his mother, Dorothy, and is to be awarded to a deserving distance runner. This year's recipient is Lane Cole, a sophomore from Hamilton, majoring in wildlife biology. The Mike and Kathy Frelick Lady Griz Basketball Scholarship was established by Mike and Kathy, who are longtime residents of Missoula and avid supporters of Grizzly Athletics. Mike has served as a member of the Missoula GSA Board of Directors, as well as president of the GSA State Board of Directors. This scholarship is awarded to a deserving member of the Lady Griz basketball team. This year's recipient is Macy Donarski, a sophomore communicative sciences and disorders major from La Crosse, Wisconsin. The Julie Deming Memorial Scholarship was established by Mike and Kathy Frelick in memory of former Lady Griz Julie Deming. This annual scholarship is to be awarded to a member of the Lady Griz basketball team that best exemplifies the characteristics that Julie displayed throughout her career. This year's recipient is MJ Bruno, a junior majoring in social work from Spokane, Washington. The GSA License Plate Scholarship is funded from revenue generated by the sale of the immensely popular GSA license plates that you see throughout the state of Montana. This year's recipients are Brooke Stainer, a sophomore on the women's track and field team, majoring in integrated physiology from Missoula, and Junior Bergen, a senior on the football team, majoring in psychology from Billings. The Janet and Michelle Hainline Scholarship was established in 1994 by Mr. W.E. Hainline Jr. of Missoula in memory of his wife Janet and his daughter Michelle. Recipients are to be one or more worthy female student athletes. This year's recipient is Grace Hageley, a sophomore on the softball team majoring in elementary education from Redmond, Washington. The Harrington Family Athletic Scholarship was established by Wayne and Jeannie Harrington of Bellingham, Washington. Wayne was an All-American football player for the Griz in the 1960s and an avid fan of Grizzly athletics. This year's recipient is Brooke Stainer, a sophomore on the women's track and field team, studying integrated physiology from Missoula. The Dustin Hollis Memorial Scholarship was established in memory of beloved professor of sociology and the chair of the Department of Sociology, Dustin Hollis. Dustin was a big part of the athletic department, serving as the faculty athletic rep. You could always find him at a Griz event cheering on the student athletes that he treasured so much. This year's recipient is Jay Beagle, a senior on the men's track and field team majoring in marketing from Libby. The Sylvia Jensen Athletic Scholarship was established in 2007 by Chester native Sylvia Jensen. Sylvia is a lifelong supporter of Grizzly athletics and serves on the National Advisory Board for Grizzly athletics. Sylvia is strongly committed to programs that support the overall welfare of Grizzly student athletes. This year's recipient is Ashlyn Dvorak, a junior on the soccer team majoring in psychology from Billings. The John Kolendich Memorial Scholarship was created in honor of John Kolendich, who passed away in 2003 at the age of 47 after a battle with cancer. The scholarship goes to a deserving student athlete for degree completion, and this year's recipient is Ailsa Gilbert, a member of the women's track and field team from Watertown, Minnesota, who is working on a graduate degree in education. The Markovich Family Athletic Scholarship was established in 2011 by Dale and Cheryl Markovich and their family from Butte. Owners of Summit Beverage, the Markovich family is a big part of the Grizzly family. The recipients of the Markovich Family Scholarships are Kylie Franklin, a junior on the golf team majoring in business administration from Chandler, Arizona, and Ava Samuelson, a junior on the soccer team majoring in integrated physiology from Louisville, Colorado. The Colleen Marks Athletic Scholarship was established in 2016 in honor of longtime Grizzly Athletics employee Colleen Marks. Colleen, who retired in 2016, served as a vital part of Grizzly Athletics for over 20 years. Colleen embodies everything that is a Montana Grizzly. This year's recipient is Trevin Gradney, a graduate on the football team working on an MBA from Billings. The Bob and Adeline O'Connor Memorial Athletic Scholarship was established in honor of Bob and Adeline O'Connor. Bob and Adeline were longtime residents of Missoula and were faithful supporters of the university. This year's recipient is Sierra Dennison, a junior on the volleyball team studying integrated physiology from Missoula. The Eric Ogren Memorial Scholarship is in honor of Eric Ogren, who was the original owner of Bitterroot Motors in Missoula. He was killed tragically in an automobile accident in 1984. This scholarship in his memory is awarded to Paige Clark, a senior on the volleyball team majoring in management and entrepreneurship from Idaho Falls, Idaho. The John L. Olson Family Scholarship was established by John and Marilyn Olson from Sydney. John was a 1962 education graduate at UM. The scholarship is to be awarded to a deserving football student athlete, and this year's recipient is Declan McCabe, a senior majoring in management and entrepreneurship from Waco, Texas. The Jim Powell Memorial Scholarship for men's basketball was created by Lee Powell in memory of her late husband, Jim. Jim played basketball at Montana in the 1950s and was inducted into the Montana Hall of Fame in 1980. This scholarship goes to a deserving member of the men's basketball team. This year's recipient is Zach Davidson, a sophomore business major from Santa Ana, California. The William Robertson Memorial Athletic Scholarship was established in 2017 by Aquila Robertson in memory of her late husband, William. This scholarship is awarded each year to a student athlete on the football team. This year's recipient is Ryan Simpson, a graduate student majoring in business administration from Bozeman. The Robin Selvig Lady Griz Basketball Scholarship was established in 2016 to honor legendary Hall of Fame Lady Griz coach Robin Selvig. This year's recipient is Danny Barch, a senior on the women's basketball team majoring in accounting from Helena. The Brian and Karen Sippy Scholarship was established in 2007 by Dr. Brian and Karen Sippy of Missoula. Both are Kansas natives but reside in Missoula and are avid supporters of Grizzly athletics. This year's recipient is Lily Meskers, a sophomore on the women's track and field team majoring in journalism from Erie, Colorado. The Ken Staninger Memorial Scholarship was established in 2016 in memory of longtime Missoula resident and Griz supporter Ken Staninger. Ken was a beloved sports agent that was influential in the lives and careers of dozens of Grizzly football players that went on to play professionally. The athletes that Ken represented were more than clients, they were lifelong friends. The scholarship will be awarded each year to a member of the football team who embodies Ken's ideals. This year's recipient is Ryan Tyrrell, a graduate student working on his MBA from Missoula. The B. Tim Stark Memorial Track and Field Scholarship was established in 2006 by Tim's wife Nancy and many dedicated friends and family. The award is made in memory of Tim, who passed away in 2005 while hiking on Mount Rainier. Tim was a hurdler and sprinter for the Griz from 1965 to 1969. This year's recipient is Cutter Thatcher, a senior on the men's track and field team majoring in Management Information Systems from Butte. The Larry and Kristen Stainer Family Scholarship was established by the Stainers in 2011. Larry serves as the team doctor and played football at Boise State. The Stainers believe in supporting and recognizing the academic achievements of student athletes. This year's recipient is Eli Gilman, a sophomore on the football team majoring in business administration from Dassel, Minnesota. The Stockman Bank Scholarship was established in 2006 through the generosity of Stockman Bank, based in Miles City, as well as the William Coffey family in Billings. The Stockman Bank Scholarship is to be awarded to a deserving member of the Griz football team who is a graduate of a Montana high school. This year's recipient is Junior Bergen, a sophomore psychology major from Billings. The Cole Swartz Legacy Scholarship was created in memory of Montana football player Cole Swartz to honor his hard work and determination. This scholarship is awarded annually to a current member of the football team with preference for a player from the state of Montana. This year's recipient is Jackson Lee, a senior majoring in Parks, Tourism, and Recreation Management from Missoula. The John Van Heuvelin Memorial Athletic Scholarship was established in 2017 in memory of former Grizzly football player and athletic supporter John Van Heuvelin. The scholarship will be awarded each year to a female student athlete enrolled in the College of Business. This year's recipient is Maddie Kramer, a senior on the volleyball team from Red Bluff, California. The Clark Wilson Memorial Endowed Scholarship was created in 2014 by the Wilson family in memory of Clark Wilson. The Wilson family are proud supporters of Grizzly athletics and choose to always remember Clark with this annual award that goes to a deserving student athlete at the University of Montana. This year's recipient is Baltazar Uyghur Nordis, a sophomore on the men's tennis team majoring in business administration from Bergen, Norway. The Pat Dolan Memorial Football Scholarship was established in 2023 in memory of former Grizzly football player Pat Dolan. PD, as he was known, was an integral part of the 1969 and 70 football teams that have been enshrined in the Grizzly Hall of Fame. This scholarship will be awarded each year to an inspirational member of the football team. This year's recipient is Ryder Meyer, a graduate student working on an MBA from Fairfield. The Mike and Margaret Wagner Football Scholarship Endowment was established by UM alumni and longtime supporters Mike and Margaret Wagner. This scholarship is awarded each year to a member of the football team completing his degree. This year's recipient is Eric Barker, a senior majoring in management and entrepreneurship from Kaiser, Oregon. The Fernandez Coulter Bush Legacy Scholarship was established by members of the 2001 Football National Championship team in memory of their teammates that were gone too soon. Herb Fernandez, Kurt Coulter, and Tim Bush were all key members of the championship team and inspired their teammates every day with their work ethic and unwavering commitment to the team. This scholarship is to be awarded each year to a member of the football team who brings out the best in teammates each day and who displays tenacity and grit. This year's recipient is Brandon Casey, a graduate student working on his MBA from Sandpoint, Idaho. The Bowman STEM Scholarship was established in 2022 to recognize a member of the softball team who is majoring in a STEM field. This year's recipient is Hannah Jablonski, a senior on the softball team majoring in mathematics from Kennewick, Washington. The Blaine and Ellen Bloomgren Family Scholarship was created by Blaine and Ellen Bloomgren in 1996 for the purpose of providing an annual scholarship to a student athlete for degree completion. This year's recipient is Ariel Clark, a graduate student student on the women's track and field team working on a degree in social work from Deer Lodge. The Moose Miller Football Scholarship was established in honor of David Moose Miller by his wife Shirley. Moose was an offensive and defensive tackle for the Grizzlies in 1950 and 1951. This year's recipient is Joe Grezmak, a sophomore on the football team majoring in communications from Pilot Mountain, North Carolina.